Right, but I want to talk about, was Benjamin Sesko really the worst transfer of the summer window? I want to go through and react to what the Athletic article said as they ranked Benjamin Sesko as the worst transfer of the summer. Now, for a little bit of background, the Athletic, again, they're very credible and very reliable. They do come out with some very, very good stuff and have some very reliable journalists. Maybe because it's the kind of international break, or I don't know, something's going on, but this is what they released today. So, the Athletics Agent Survey. We asked the game deal makers about the best and worst deals, under the radar signings that will surprise people. So, when 20 agents were surveyed, some voted for more than one player, with Sesko receiving the most votes. So, I'm sure you've already seen this. But Benjamin Sesko got 6 votes, James Trafford got 3, and then players like Isak, Wirtz, Watara, Anthony, Connor Cody got 1 vote. Now, listen, what can I say is, I'm a young player coming to a new league. Why not give him a bit of encouragement, bit of hope that they can develop into a top player? But no, why not scrutinise and go in and there's only United players. Listen, let's look at someone like Florian Wirtz, who they said in the article needs time to adapt to a new league. Look at him, £116 million, barely looks like a decent player. Isak, £125 million, the British record, not looking good as well at all. I don't know where the scrutiny comes from Sesko. I think he's very early on into his United career, and I think with United being the biggest club in the world, it's very easy to kind of scrutinise players. But I mean, the fact that Wirtz, I've watched Wirtz a few times, and yes, he does a few flicks, but he's not really the greatest player. And this is not me kind of going in on Wirtz, but to criticise Sesko for his performances, it's just out of the ordinary. He's coming to a United team that is disgruntled. Not looking the greatest in the rebound room. He's come in, had a few starts here and there, got 2 goals in his last 2 games. You're looking into the Liverpool game. Can he get some momentum and pick up and increase his performances and get better? Because I've been impressed with the few of his last performances. I think they've been very mature and professional performances. But no, United, again, in the media, and there's a player getting criticised who I don't think deserves to be criticised. As I said, you look at some of the other ones in there, Watara, which is probably understandable, hasn't really been getting many minutes for Brentford, Johan Wissa, but the fact that Benjamin Sesko got 6 is, I would say James Trafford's the worst signing. They spent, £26 million on him, and he's only sat on the bench. Yes, Sesko hasn't come in and got 10 goals and 10 assists or whatever, and hasn't hit the ground running straight away. But again, it don't really make any sense. And I think this kind of comes out due to the international break. I think, again, the international break sends a lot of fans just basically waiting for football to come back. And I think looking at Benjamin Sesko, has he been the worst signing of the summer? Absolutely not. I think there's others as well out there, but he's not looked like the worst player at all. It don't make any sense. So yeah, I wouldn't rate Sesko as the worst signing of the summer window. Not by a stretch of the imagination, but yeah, let me know your thoughts. Who do you think is the worst signing? I think on Sesko, again, as I said, he's a young player coming to United with a lot of hype, a lot of expectation, a lot of weight on his shoulders. Rasmus Højlund leaving, who was a similar young player coming through, didn't really work out. Højlund didn't really work out. Sesko's coming to United team, as I said, didn't start straight away. It was a big money move for a young player, who was probably regarded as relatively inexperienced, but to kind of throw him as the worst deal of the window when you have players like Wirtz going for 116 million, you have Isak going for 125, James Trafford 26 million just to sit on the bench, Wissa going for 50 million, Buonanotte, he can't really get a start for Chelsea. I think it's ludicrous, to be honest. But listen, all in all, I think Manchester United, I think we have to back Benjamin Sesko, and I'll always back the United players in the footballing sort of aspect. Yes, Sesko is probably not, he's not the best striker in the league. There are better strikers than him, I think, right now. Obviously, Erling Haaland's one of the best. Obviously, Isak is probably better than him, but not right now. And you look at the British record fee that he went to Liverpool for, he hasn't kind of lived up to that yet. In terms of other strikers, I like, obviously, Gyökeres is the one who's being compared to a lot. But I think Sesko, listen, he's not a bad player, and he's definitely someone you can work with, someone you can develop. And I think there's definitely someone where there's a player there who can work and do something very good in a Manchester United shirt. And you have to give him time. Listen, he's not even played 10 games yet for United, and he's already been listed as the worst signing of the window. I don't think he is. There's a lot of potential there. I think there's a player there that can improve, develop, and add a lot of quality to this Manchester United side. But let me know your thoughts. Do you think Sesko is the worst signing of the summer window?